You ready to do exercise? All right, come on, over here, sit. Good boy. Good job, sit. Good. All right, guys, good day. Today's total body fitness is going to be a core focus and arm focus. So I guess maybe abs and arms, we can call it. You'll need one light, one medium, and one heavier weight just to have a variety. But if all of you has is this 1 5-pound weight, that will work as well. So we're gonna warm up just with some little cardio movements. If you can march in place or maybe a little jog, just kind of moving the body, whatever feels right to you. Four, three, two, and one. Now we're gonna reach the arms up and then we're gonna reach them back. We can add a squat to this motion as we reach back. So we're gonna go up and then a little bend and reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, and 8. Go ahead and give a good shake to the legs. Get a little blood flow and a little release of tension in them. And then twist. And then we're going to take a shoulder roll, bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then back and down. And then circle out the wrists. And then we're going to take side reaches, reaching 1, 2, just like that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to do a high knee with twist. So if you lift up your right leg, you're going to turn towards your right side. So we're going to look like that. Let's do 8 of these. 1, reverse to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to keep going with a high knee, but we're going to bring it out to the side so the right knee comes out, and then left knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you're going to hamstring curl or butt kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. A hip hinge, so soft knees. You're going to bow forward with a flat back. Keep a long neck. And we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. We're going to bring the arms out to the side and we're going to turn the palms up and the palms back and down. And instead of keeping the arms steady and doing it, we are going to actually create like a little semicircle. And relax, shake out those arms. Do a pot stir. So you're just going to kind of come down onto one side, let the arm kind of relax and maybe shake it around, let it flip and flop. And then other side. And then come back to center. You're going to go wide with your legs and just move your hips to the right and left. We're looking for an inner thigh stretch. So your toes are fairly forward, legs stay straight, and just moving through your leg bones. The hip socket, a little bit in the lower back. Perfect. And bring it all together, shake it out. So now we're going to round down the spine. So you're going to pull the belly in and tuck the chin to try to touch your toes. Do bend your knees a little bit to do this motion. So you're going to first think of tucking the chin and bringing the shoulders forward, and then look for your belly button, and then see if you can contract through your abdominals. As you take your hands, slide them down to your knees, and then back up. And maybe that's as far as you go, or maybe you don't even go quite that far. If you get any tinges, you'll maybe just do a little bit of a round. For those that want to get a little additional stretch, you're going to take it down a little bit further with each rep. We'll do 4 of these. So we'll tuck the chin, round it in, and up for 1. Come all the way up and stand, and then re-tuck and position, rounding to the shin maybe now, and roll back up to 2. There we go. For number 3, really power through your abdominals here. And last one. And 4. Excellent. You're going to come down onto your back. And you're going to start with your lightest weight. I have a 3-pound weight. And what we're going to do is we're going to lie on the back. We're going to go into a dead bug position with the knees stacked up, and you're going to pass your weight from side to side. I'll do a quick demo and then we'll do it together. So come down, legs up. You're going to hold your weight on the end, and you're going to just pass it from hand to hand. Now I'd like to see if you can start to bring that arm out to the side, or even all the way down to the floor like that. Okay, you have options here with your legs. This would be what I would ask of you, but if it's too much, you can place your feet down. You can also extend them out a little bit to make it more challenging. So here we go. Getting into the position, then you're going to open the arm and switch. Trying to keep your body as steady as possible. That's the focus, because the weight is going to try to switch you to one side or roll you a little bit to the side, and you're going to resist that roll. Let's do a couple more. Nice. Go ahead and release, place your feet down. I like a windshield wiper for a release, but if something else would feel good, you're going to do that. Next, we're going to do a glute bridge. So you're going to bring your feet hip width distance apart. You're going to squeeze your bum to lift your hips up. They do not have to come up very high. You're going to then take this weight into one arm. I'm going to start with my left just because that's the one closest to you. And you're going to bring that arm down towards your hip or your thigh, and then bring it back up. We'll do 4 on one arm, then I'll say switch. You'll do 4 on the other, and then we'll take a break. Here we go. Lifting up into position, you're going to place one weight into one arm. You're going to lower it towards the hip. Try to keep yourself from falling over to the side. Lift 1. Lift 2. 3. And 4. Change arms. 1. 2. 3. And 4. Take a rest. Any kind of stretch will do. This time I'm going to choose to bring my knees to the chest. We're going to do one more exercise on our back, and this time you're going to take your light weight once again. You're going to lift your head and shoulders, and you're going to pass the weight between each leg. The leg does not have to go down very far, but you can also lower each leg into a nice deep L if you're ready for it. So here we go, lifting up, passing the weight like a figure 8 style. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Excellent. So we're going to do those 3 exercises again, and you have the option to stay with that same lighter weight, but if you feel like you could do them with a heavier weight, you can go up. We're going to start in the dead bug position, and you're going to bring the arm to the side, doing either like a fly, or you're going to do maybe a chest press, depending on how heavy your weight is. Are you ready? Getting into position, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go ahead and take a rest. Windshield wiper is always my option after doing a dead bug. And then we're going to do the glute bridge with the arm lower. Okay, so if you've got a heavier weight, you may need to bend the arm, or you may not go as low, and that's okay. Or maybe you drop it back down to the lighter weight. You're going to lift your hips up, and we lower. Lift 1. Lower. Lift 2. Lower. Lift 3. And lower. Lift 4, change the hand, and lower. Lift 1, lower, be strong. 2, lower. 3, and lower for 4. Go ahead and take a moment to rest. You're going to lift the legs up in the air for the scissor figure 8 pass. Lift your head, and you're going to pass the weight behind the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then roll on up to seated. All right, so hopefully you noticed that you were working mostly the front of the arm there, the front of your shoulder, and then when we did that final one, the between the legs, it was mostly your kind of your grip strength, you know, your fingers, especially if you went up in weight. You probably didn't notice it with the 3 pound, but if you went up to the 5, it definitely took a lot more grip strength to do that. We are going to come onto hands and knees now. And the goal of this is to keep the spine as steady as possible. So we're going to be tabletop, and we're going to reach an arm to the side and then alternate side to side. So here we go. Just be really strong through the core, through the arms, and then try not to let yourself shift as you bring one arm out. And then place it down, re-engage that arm and core, and then bring the other arm out. And see if you can be solid like a statue with only the arm moving from side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. From here, you're going to do a stretch of your choice. If you would like to do the cat and cow, maybe that, or maybe you just need to stretch out the calves, or maybe a combination. Next up, we're going to go into a plank. I'd like you to do it on your forearms if possible. So you'll come on down to the elbows, interlace the fingers, and then walk your knees backwards. You can stay on your knees or curl the toes under and squeeze the legs to lift the knees. Tighten up the glutes and we hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Take a break. You're going to kneel upright and you're going to change feet. So you're going to step a foot forward and then change by stepping a foot forward. One more round. Okay, so we're going to go back to those 3 exercises again. Here you have the option to take your lightest weight. Lightest weight, you're going to come to the hands and knees. You're going to bring the weight out to the side. You're going to keep the arms straight best you can. Core on, and you're going to lift the weight and lower. And let's go ahead and do 4 repetitions on the right, and then we'll switch to the other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you notice, I'm not even lifting very high. I'm just lifting enough where I'm not letting my whole core switch. And then let's go other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then back down to the forearm plank. For those that are looking for maybe a little bit more shoulder work, you're going to shift forward and back. Otherwise, hold your forearm plank the best you can for 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. Take a break. You're going to come up to kneeling. Now here, if you felt like that kneeling, stepping forward exercise was on the easier end, I'm going to ask you to take a weight to hold it up over the head. You'll do 4 repetitions and then you'll switch with the other arm. So grab a weight that you think you can do those kneeling switches. You're going to kneel upright and you're going to step 1 foot forward, change. That's 2. This is 3. Switch it for 4. Change arms, and then we go again. 1 foot forward, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice. Alrighty, so we're going to come back onto our back and we're going to do a roll up. And I'm going to recommend a weight because the weight actually will help you sit up, especially if you do have challenges with rolling up off your back. And then I'll show you some amplifications if you want to make it harder. So you're going to bring your feet out with a little bend in the knee because when you roll down, I want you to be more flat with a straighter leg. You're going to take the weight out in front of you to help you counter your roll. As you get down, your legs will be more straight. You're then going to roll back up, trying to keep your feet on the ground. And to amplify, you're going to bring the weight up over the head. You can do it with a bent elbow. You can also do it with a straight arm. The straight arm will work a little harder through the shoulder. The bent arm is more just like a bicep, a little bit more bicep work. This is definitely more ab and front shoulder work. Now, to also intensify the roll down, I like to just stop as soon as I can feel like my lower ribs hit. Stopping right there and then coming right back up. Others would like to go all the way down to their head touches. So you got to find the one that fits you the best. Let's do 5 of these. So slow and control, and see if you can control it best you can on the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, you're going to come into a side plank, and you're going to start with a light weight. You're going to do it on the elbow and on the knee, and we're going to move the arm up to the ceiling and down towards the floor. Now, if you've got a shoulder situation and it hurts to do the side plank, you can just stay down on your hip and still try to do the shoulder work. If you're really super strong, you can do it in the full side plank or like a modified with the legs staggered. I'm going to still stay on my knees for this round. Here we go. Lift it up. Arm comes up and we go forward. 1, 2, 3, 1 more for 4. Let's roll to the other side. And we lift. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go back to the roll up with the overhead press. Here, if you'd like to try a heavier weight, you can do that. Okay, here we go. Heavier weight actually helps you sit up. It's just harder to press up. And we go. Slow control. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Getting into your side plank position and bring the arm up. You're going to bring it forward and lift it. 1, trying to keep your body nice and steady. 2, 3, and 4. You see why we do only 4? Uh-oh, exercising right out of my shoe. Oh my goodness. Let's try again. Other side. Lift. In position. We lower the arm. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you should be feeling some fatigue in those arms, right? All right, on to the back. We're going to do a pullover. So I'm going to recommend 1 heavy weight for the pullover, and you're going to hold it kind of on its end, and you're going to bend the elbows and bring the weight over your head. You tap down onto the floor, and then you're going to straighten the arms. When you straighten the arms, try to keep them over your face and head. That way you're working the back of the arms. If you bring it up here, you might be taking a little bit more rest. And then the other thing you're going to do after the pullover, well, what we can do at the same time as you do the pullover is you're going to do the toe tap. So you'll bring your legs up into the dead bug position. Then you're going to bend the elbows a little bit, tap the feet, toes, tapping your weight best you can, and then bring it back up to center. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. Then you're going to roll up onto one side for a banana. So you're going to be all the way down on the shoulder. You're going to take that heavy weight and hold it straight up, just stacking. It shouldn't feel heavy or it shouldn't feel like your arm's doing a whole lot of work because you're just kind of stacking it. You're going to lift your head, you're going to lift your shoulder best you can, and you're going to lift your legs up. Go ahead and separate them out. Holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go ahead and change sides. All right, on the side of your hip, legs are lifting the head, holding, stacking the weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Excellent. We're going to go back to the pullover exercise, but now we're going to add an abdominal crunch to it. So if you'd like to stay with that same weight, you can, but I'm going to go ahead and switch it to a lighter weight for this round. So you're going to do the toe tap pullover like that. And then you're going to do an abdominal crunch. But I want you to think of not bringing the weight forward because that's going to help you do the crunch. I want you to think of keeping the weight maybe over your forehead and lifting everything to the ceiling for your crunch. Okay, so nice and slow, and we have 4 of these. So we're going to start with the pullover. Bring back to center. Lift head, shoulders. 1. Touch. Center. Lift. 2. Touch. Center. Lift. 3. And touch. Center. Lift for 4. Go ahead and take a windshield wiper break. And we're going to roll over onto the side for the bananas. All righty, you're going to take your weight up into the air, legs go up in the air, head comes up, and we hold here. 1, let's do a little pulse. Yeah, let's do a little pulse with that top leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're not going to switch to the other side just yet. You're going to bring your knees in and we're going to work towards a spinal twist. Now the caveat here is I'm not going to let this arm fall off to the side. So you know when you do a spinal twist, normally you go put your head down, you let the arm come out here. We're going to keep that arm still straight up to the ceiling. And then you're going to roll yourself back up, feel like a banana again. And then you're going to bring your head down and try to get your shoulder to come down a little ways using the weight. And then you're going to roll and twist yourself back up. Now, I would do this probably with the 5-pound weight instead of the heavier 8 or 10. Here we go. So back of the head comes, and you're going to slowly let the shoulder drip down towards the floor, getting a good stretch. You shouldn't feel any tension in your shoulder or your biceps. And then you're going to push back up. You're going to come back down and twist, stretch, and push up 2. And 1 more or 2 more to make it that 4. There's 3. And 4. Okay, so now we are going to go to the other side. We got those bananas to do. The top leg pulse for 8. So come on down. Weight goes up. You're all the way down on your shoulder. Your legs are lifted. Head is lifted. And we pulse that top leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then you're going to bend those knees in like a spinal twist. And then you're going to bring the back of the head down, and you should be able to see the ceiling and your weight. And then you're going to just slowly try to get your back a little bit closer to the floor. Maybe it doesn't touch, mine doesn't. And then you're going to push back up all the way into that side banana position with your feet still here. And then you're going to lower back down, see if you can control that weight from falling over to the side. Get a nice good stretch, no hurries here. And then slowly roll, twist back up for 2. Going again. And pushing back up for 3. And the last one for 4. Excellent, eh? Next, you're going to come into a push-up position. So on your stomach, you will go. You're going to bring your hands a little bit lower than your shoulders. You're going to lift them up. Okay, you're squeezing your scapulas, lift up those hands. Then you're going to push yourself up. Now, I like to push to my knees first, but what I do is I'm going to think of breathing in, and on my exhale, I'm going to tighten my abs and push really hard, best I can, using my chest muscles to get me up as quickly as possible onto my knees. I can then curl those toes under and come up into full plank. And then we're going to lower back down. And if you need to roll down like I do, you can take that roll down. You'll lift your hands up to reposition, get the neck nice and long. You'll place the hands down where it just feels comfortable and strong. We're going to breathe in, exhale, push. Okay? And then up into full plank, lower back down. And let's go again. Here we go. Hands come up, place down, feel nice and strong, breathe in, exhale, and lift. Coming back down, we go again. Inhale, lift those hands, replace, exhale, and lift, and lower back down. I think I got a couple more. Hopefully you do too. Lift those hands, place them back down, take a breath, exhale, push, lift, lower, and lift those hands, replace down, take a breath, exhale, push, lift, and then come on down to your knees. Take a moment to break. All right, we're going to do the seated V-sit option for weight. So you're going to bring your legs up, and then you're going to try to lower one to more of an L sit without touching or barely touching, and then you'll bring it in and then lower and come up, alternating legs. You can hold on to a weight. I'm going to say let's do a 5. And this weight can be held here. It can be held here as you do it. And believe it or not, having the weight does help a little bit because your leg is extending out, making it harder and heavier. And if you can add a little weight to this side, it does make it a little, I think, a little easier to do because of the counterbalance. But you do what you need to do. Okay, here we go. So holding your weight, to lift up the arm as I extend a leg to tap and come in. Keep your nice spine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh my goodness graciousness. Let's windshield wiper those legs. So lean back, open up the legs, and roll to the right. You can even add the full twist to get the nice stretch through it. And then we'll switch to the other side. And then coming back to center, we are going to do a very slow Russian twist. So heels will be down, you'll lean back, and we're going to roll the shoulders over to the side, and then to center, and then to the other side. Once again, option for a weight. All right, here we go. So nice tall spine. You're sitting on your sits bones to begin, and then you lean back till you find that sweet spot between your tailbone and the sits bones. And then you're going to take your weight over to the right just a little bit and hold. Breathe and smile. Makes it better, sort of. Maybe not. And then we switch and breathe and hold. And then we switch. Breathe and hold. And then we switch. And switch. And switch. Alrighty, take another release break. We're going to come to kneeling now, and we're going to do a kneeling wood chop. So you're going to grab either your 5 or your 8-pound weight. You're going to step your right foot forward. You're going to hold the weight on its ends. So we're going to twist towards the leg in front. I'm going to take my dumbbell to the left side of me, and then I'm going to swing it up and over to the right. Now, one thing I want you to focus on doing here is the leg that's on the ground, the left leg. I want you to squeeze that leg and feel like you're pressing a little bit into the floor with that knee. So that's going to give you the foundation that you need. You're also pressing into the right foot as well into the floor. Now your arms are going to swing up, right? But you're going to stop the momentum with your core. So I'm thinking of if I'm going to throw this weight as hard as I can up and across and up towards the ceiling, but then I've got to stop it with a nice strong contraction in the abs. We'll do 4 and then switch. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Switch sides. So now you're going to go to the right, and then you're going to swing it up and over. Squeeze that right butt cheek. You're going to keep really steady, and let's do it. Inhale, exhale, swing it, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, and 4. Nice job, guys. Come off of your knees, and let's do the Russian twist one more time. Gonna lean back. Option for the feet to come up, but I still like the heels down, especially when I've got something substantial. That way I can really focus on not letting my knees move at all. Center and twist. Center. Think nice proud chest, shoulders back. Center. And one more, each side. Oh man. Last but not least, we're going to do some bicep curls, and we'll curl them up. Let's go ahead and do it seated. Unless sitting is hard for you to do, then stand up, sit on a chair or something instead. But for those that want to continue to work the ab, you can lean back and curl still in that Russian twist position. I'm feeling super beastie today. Here we go. Leaning back in your Russian twist position, you curl. Let's do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I felt it more in my core than my arm, but you know. And we do the other side, leaning back if you choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Let's stretch out the front body here. So let's lie onto the side. Quad stretch, spinal twist. So come all the way down. Knees are going to be tucked in. You're going to grab top ankle to kick back. And then knees come together, and let's just see how easy now it is to get into that spinal twist. Bring the head back and just see if you can open into a full stretch. Take a breath in and exhale. One more. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Flip it on over. Grabbing that top ankle, kicking back. Into your quad stretch. And then opening into spinal twist, bring those knees back up and then open it out. And breathe in and exhale out. And breathe in and exhale out. Rolling back onto your side and onto your back for another stretch. Go ahead and bring those feet together and up towards your stomach. Grab a hold of your feet or ankles. Try to keep the feet together, and knees are going to go wide, and you're going to place the elbows on your knees. You're looking to draw your feet in towards your chest or toward your stomach. And then release. You're going to place your feet wide and allow your knees to knock inward. And then wind removing pose. You're going to pull your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg flat on the mat. And then change. And then bring both legs into happy baby, grabbing a hold of your toes or your ankles once again. Here we're looking to get a little bit more into the hamstrings, so you can even lengthen out the legs a little bit, making it more into a more than a 90-degree angle in the knees. See if you can keep your tailbone down best you can. And then bring it all together and roll it on up. Oh man, that was a good one today. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. What do you say, Ray? Did you have fun? Did you have fun, bub? I know he did. Excellent.